guys, welcome to the channel. Hey, so it's just after work, before getting home. I decided to take a little bit of time before I got home. Just walk down by the lake. It's such a beautiful area. And I don't know if you, I guess you can see that a little bit, but it's such a beautiful area, so peaceful, beautiful water. I love the outdoors. But I thought this would be a great place and time to talk about another one of our family strategies, and that is intentional time. So intentional time is just something that we pulled from different areas of our life and wanted to apply to our family and to our kids. And it's a big way that we do this family thing, especially with such a big family. It's tough, and we get this question a lot, like, you know, do you feel like some of your kids miss out, or can you give them the same amount of attention? And what we found is that it's not necessarily always about the sheer amount of time, but the quality of that time. So intentional time is just the idea that we want to make a deliberate effort to show our kids that we want to spend time with them individually, that they individually are special to us, and planning that in how we do our life. So I'm going to talk about two ways that we do this, but the idea of this kind of came from, you know, marriage. And, you know, we had a lot of people in our life who told us early on, like, hey, even in the beginning, have a designated time to have a date with each other. And dates have changed for us over the years as we had more and more kids, and child care became harder and harder to do. And so, you know, sometimes date night is hanging out in a locked room and watching a movie, or something else specific for us to spend time together. And so we knew that that was important in maintaining a relationship, in us telling each other how important we were to each other, was that we were going to take time to be with each other. So when it comes to the kids, you know, that started out as a date time with each of the kids. And that still happens to a certain extent. But again, the family grew to a point where that was difficult. So there are just other ways that we intentionally do that, spend time together. And one of those ways started kind of crazy and is specific to me, and that is bedtime. That's tuck-ins. And it started out with Isaiah as a little boy, and he was, I would tuck him in every night, and I did the good old, you know, tuck those blankets in super tight around him so that he's kind of wrapped up in them. And he just thought that was hilarious and amazing. And so the next night, when I was putting him to bed to pray with him, he asked me for, I told him, hey, I'm going to tuck you in really tight like an apple pie. And I don't know why I said it, but I did. So the next day he asked for the apple pie tuck-in. And at first I had no idea what he was talking about, but then kind of remembered the night before. And so this kind of became the routine of tucking the blankets in around him really tight, and something that he enjoyed. And eventually I was kind of like, didn't want to do that every single night. And I started making up other ways to tuck him in. And at first it was just kind of other physical things to do, tickle attacks, those type of things. And it turned into this routine that was special between us. And every single week, on Sunday, Dad would make up a new tuck-in. And that was just kind of my creativity and wanting to do something different all the time. But every night when we went to bed, he could choose from any of the tuck-ins I'd ever made. And that has continued since he was a little boy, all the way into all these kids. So we have literally like probably hundreds of tuck-ins at this point, of different ones that the kids can pull from based on what they want with me specifically. And that's something they can look forward to every night to do with me. So we'll have some time later on where I'm actually going to do different tuck-ins and show you guys what those are, if that's something that you'd like to do with your kids or just think would be funny to watch. But that has become this intentional time that doesn't require for us to drive out or spend a bunch of money. and happens, and they can count on every single night that their dad is going to tuck them in and pray with them and do a tuck in. And so that's become a special time. You know, another thing that we've done revolves around our family, and that's family devotional. That's something that is important to us, to be able to teach the kids and have a dialogue and not just say, hey, this is what you should believe, but just have a discussion around our lives and the Bible. And so that's something that we can do as a family together, but then it allows opportunities for us to have discussions with individuals later based off of kind of the responses and answers. And so that's just a couple ways. I didn't intend for this video to be super long or in depth, but just to give you an idea, you know, strategies are these loose things, these things we say, hey, this is important. It's important for me to spend time with my kids individually and for them to know that I want to do that. And it's important for us as a family to want to spend time together as a whole, and them know that we want to do that. And so those things you don't stumble upon, they don't happen unless you say, hey, this is important and I've planned it and it's going to happen all the time, and they're going to know that they can expect this and know that this is something we really care about. So that's just a couple ways that we want to show intentionality with our family, and we'll talk more in depth on some different things that we do, but this was just something I wanted to share this week as I was thinking about doing tuck-ins and one that I had just made up for the kids this week, which was ridiculous. So I look forward to sharing those with you guys. If you want to see those, or you want to comment, like, subscribe the video, write down below what you do with your kids intentionally. What are the things that you have as regular parts of your life that show them that you care, that build in time for you to have discussions and talk. Love to hear from you. So anyways, that's it this week. Look forward to some videos later on showing some of those ridiculous tuck-ins. They've gotten crazy over the years. Yeah, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.